Yo, welcome back to another episode of What's Going On. This your boy, Threat Boy Mark B. How y'all feeling today, man? What's going on, man? Y'all see the topic we chopping it up on today. Was Trump really shot? Was he really hit by a bullet? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna dive into it today, man. Before we do, let's get started with the theme song, you dig?
I got the bass, the 808 slap.
Hey, Red Boy, Mark B. Hi, G the Kid. We on our way. Say we on our way. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Real project baby, born in the 80s. Daddy didn't rape, you know the streets made. The odds stat plus I'm black, I'm supposed to fail, but still I prevail. I make it through the hell, create my own heaven. My money still stacking, some niggas still plot, some niggas still jack. Niggas and bitches hate, but I just levitate. My man I elevate. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay.
Yeah, I come from the bottom and I feel like I deserve it. I won't put my trust in nobody, know they ain't worth it. I came a long way, can't believe they envy. Having drinks again, ills will wake up to a 10 speed. They know I'm on the way, boy, I bet it ain't no fun now. Used to be the brokers, but the kid having fun now. Wrap it up and get them gone, in the trenches all alone. Standing on the block all day, I'm trying to get it on. I'm just a product of what I seen. Don't make middle, but I make time every day to chase my dreams. Swear this shit you won't believe. I feel like I deserve it. Man, they get hard sometimes, you know it worth it.
Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Let's dive into the conversation at hand. Get y'all opinion though. What y'all think about it? What y'all think? Was it a bullet? Was it glass? What y'all think?
Let me begin this evening by expressing my gratitude to the American people for your outpouring of love and support following the assassination attempt at my rally on Saturday. As you already know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life. So many people have asked me, what happened? Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I tell you exactly what happened. And you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. It was a warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth.
Trump always got to give you the best story ever. He gonna start out with the best fairy tale you could think of. Once upon a time, it was a beautiful day. The sun was out. The stars was in the sky. The moon was bright. Trump gonna have the best story for you at all times. Listen to him.
Wealth of Pennsylvania. Music was loudly playing, and the campaign was doing really well. I went to the stage and the crowd was cheering wildly. Everybody was happy. I began speaking very strongly, powerfully, and happily because I was discussing the great job my administration did on immigration at the southern border. We were very proud of it. Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin a little bit further turn, which I'm very lucky I didn't do, when I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really.
What hit him? That's the question we want. That's the question at hand tonight. That's what we're trying to see. What hit him? Whether the bullet, Trump said something hit him. Now I ain't saying they wasn't shooting. It looked like they was trying to get him up out of here now. But was he actually hit with a bullet? That's the question at hand. Let's walk.
Really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet.
It can only be a bullet. Oh, he must have felt the bullet before. How he know that? Trump said, wow, what was that? Really? That's what you say when you get hit with a bullet? Wow, what was that? This guy is straight character.
And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly. As very brave
Philly
Secret
see something
Service
that said,
agents rushed
take a look at what
to the
happened.
stage, and they really did. They rushed to the stage.
Yeah, I found him. They rushed to the stage while she lose a job. Let you tell it, Trump tell it, they do their job.
Hold, when you're ready, on you.
A great boost, I will tell you, and pounced on top of me so that I would be protected.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my
There
shoes.
was blood pouring everywhere, and yet in a certain way I felt very safe because I had God on my side.
Watch out.
Trump. Go ahead, God on this. Yeah, well, I gotta agree with you on that because they was trying to take your head out. So yeah, maybe you did have God on your side.
The amazing thing is that prior to the shot, if I had not moved my head at that very last instant, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark, and I would not be here tonight. We would not be together. The most incredible aspect of what took place on that terrible evening in the fading sun was actually seen later. In almost all cases, as you probably know, and when even a single bullet is fired, just a single bullet, and we had many bullets that were being fired, crowds run for the exits or stampede, but not in this case. It's very unusual.
Very stupid also. Shit, y'all gonna sit there while bullets being flying? You crazy as hell. Sit there if they want to. If they feel like they had God on their side too.
But that isn't the reason that they didn't move. The reason is that they knew I was in very serious trouble. They saw it. They saw me go down. They saw the blood and thought
they can take a bullet too. RIP to the ones that did. Because yeah, y'all should have been getting the hell out the way.
Actually, most did, that I was dead. They knew it was a shot to the head. They saw the blood. There's an interesting statistic. The ears are the bloodiest part. If something happened.
Before he said that stupid shit. How in the hell they thought you were dead and your ass moving around on the ground? Man, stop it, man. What are you talking about? Ain't nobody thought your ass was dead. You can see that shit from the video, so I know them sitting behind you seen you. Stop it, Trump. With the bloodiest ears, the bloodiest part of the body. Little ass ears. Stop it, man.
Happens with the ears. They bleed more than any other part of the body. For whatever reason, the doctors told me that, and I said, why is there so much blood? He said, it's the ears. They bleed more. So we learned something, but they just... this beautiful crowd, they didn't want to leave me. They knew I was in trouble. They didn't want to leave me. And you can see that love written all over their faces. Incredible people. They're incredible people. Bullets were flying over us, yet I felt serene.
See something that said,
but now
take a
these
look what
Secret
happened.
Service agents were putting themselves in peril. They were in very dangerous territory. Bullets were flying right over them, missing them by a very small amount of inches. And then it all stopped. Our Secret Service sniper, from a much greater distance and with only one bullet used, took the assassin's life.
Sound like a lot of bullets to me. Talking about one bullet was fired now. It was more than one bullet.
Let me get my shoes. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the box.
I'm not supposed to be here tonight. I'm not supposed to be here.
What's up?
All right, enough of this shit. This guy here is crazy. So that was Trump's point of view right there. What y'all think about that, man? My boy, he gonna paint the best picture ever. Michelangelo ain't got nothing on him. He gonna paint the best picture. He gonna create the best movie. It was the best of the best of the best at all times. That damn Trump. That damn Trump. So Trump said he got hit with a bullet, man. That's what he said, man. Trump said he got hit with a motherfucking bullet. Secret Service did their job. They said Secret Service did their job. Secret Service did their job, right? That's what my boy said, right? He said Secret Service did the job, right? Let's see what Secret Service did. Let's see what they did with Secret Service. How about that? Tell you what they think about Secret Service doing their job. So that's what they did for the Secret Service doing their job. They fired her ass. Fired. Donald Trump, they gave it a Donald Trump special.
Let's turn
Fired.
straight to breaking news, important breaking news
coming from the US because a whole variety of US media is reporting that the head of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheatle, has just resigned. And of course, we saw her being questioned yesterday by lawmakers, that session, that there was fury from just across the aisle, Democrats and Republicans, after the events of July the 13th, that attempted assassination attempt against Donald Trump. And she faced a whole series of really, really hostile questions. For years, I've watched these events and these sessions in Washington and Congress, and I've not seen a session quite like this. These pictures of her arriving there yesterday, and lawmaker after lawmaker demanding her resignation, asking her questions about the timeline, the detail, and often in terms of the answers that they were getting yesterday, there was generalities, there was a lack of specifics. She was asked about the timeline, the details about how that 20-year-old shooter came to be on that rooftop. And there was fury, as I say, and frustration from those lawmakers in the House in terms of the answers they actually heard from her. And
I watched a little. She definitely should have been fired, though. I ain't mad at them for getting rid of her because they failed. They failed miserably. And it really make it look like they set this shit up. Somebody set it up. It's an inside job for sure.
Conceded that in terms of that operation, it was the most significant operational failure at the Secret Service in decades. But that didn't stop her from resisting those calls in person for her to resign. But that news just emerging that the US Secret Service director has resigned. We wait to see the details of any letters and any correspondence and reaction there has been, but inevitable in the sense of what happened on July the 13th, the absolute failures of securing that event, and even the follow-up investigation. There were so many gaps in terms of the answers from the director yesterday. And at one stage, one of the lawmakers swearing at her and was asked to watch their language. But such was the level of frustration. There you see all the cameras just before that session started, but it went on for hours in terms of the grilling of Kimberly Cheatle and in terms of quite what had happened. All the US agencies confirming the same story. The Reuters news agency had originally reported it, the Associated Press, the AFP, all reporting that the director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheatle, has now resigned. So let's bring in Norma Iqbal. She's there.
Now let's stop that right there. We done with that. So that's what they think about her doing a job. Fire her ass. Over and done. And I agree. Because yeah, she failed. She failed miserably. She failed miserably. And they gave her the Donald Trump special. She failed miserably. Yeah, FBI said he ain't going for it, though. He got some shit for you. Yes, sir. So what y'all think, man? So far. Trump shot. Or would. If the nigga hit with a bullet or what, man? Let's see. Let's see what we got going on, man. So the FBI testified on the shit, man, and he said Trump wasn't hit with no goddamn bullet. He said Trump was hit with some glass.
To the best of your understanding, how close did the assassin's bullet come to killing President Trump? My understanding is that either it or some shrapnel is what grazed his ear. So I don't know that I have the actual distance. Close. What's that? Very, very close. You would agree? Yes.
FBI Director Christopher Wray testified before the House Judiciary Committee and shared some new details that they have discovered through the FBI's investigation of the assassination attempt against Donald Trump. Now, he also questioned, as you heard, whether Trump was actually hit with a bullet in the ear or if there was something else at play. And we're going to revisit that portion of the hearing in just a moment. Before we do, though, I think it's important to note that investigators still do not have a clear motive for the shooting. Investigators did find that Crooks seemed to become very focused on Trump and the rally on July 6th. An examination of his laptop revealed that he searched how far away was Oswald from Kennedy on that day when he also registered to attend the rally.
Yeah, I know this. I'm telling you, this sounds like some Kennedy shit. They just failed. Them folks back in the 60s, they got the job done. I got a video coming on this. It was some inside shit, man. It was some Kennedy. They tried to JFK his ass.
So here's Christopher Wray talking about those findings through their investigation during this hearing. Let's watch.
Analysis of a laptop that the investigation ties to the shooter reveals that on July 6th, he did a Google search for, quote, how far away was Oswald from Kennedy? And so that's a search that obviously is significant in terms of his state of mind. That is the same day that it appears that he registered for the Butler rally.
We also know from previous reporting, he was searching for Joe Biden's name as well. So it really is unclear whether this is really politically motivated. He had also searched for, I guess, treatments for depressive disorder. So that gives you a hint that he was potentially suffering from some mental health issues. And so.
Oh, well, sound like he didn't care who the hell he got there. Whoever got there was in play at the time. That's what he was going to get. Trump just happened to come in his town. Still, what a coincidence.
This is all to say that we still do not have a clear motive for why Thomas Crooks decided to open fire and attempt to assassinate Donald Trump.
Yeah. So I'm going to say it doesn't matter on two fronts, and I don't often say that. So number one, was it a bullet or shrapnel that hit Trump? Totally doesn't matter. What difference does it make?
It do matter. Is he selling that shit because he on his Hollywood shit? Or is he goddamn, was he really hit with a bullet? Which I don't think so, because how the fuck he still got his ear if he was hit with a bullet? It matters.
He got hit because of an assassination attempt. And it grazed him, thank God, right? And so either way, a bullet or shrapnel grazed you while somebody was trying to shoot your head off. Totally irrelevant which one it was. The only way that it would matter is if he pulled a Dusty Rhodes, right? Rolls under the wrestling mat, cut himself with a razor wire, etc. That didn't.
That's what I thought at first. That's the first thing I said. He did a wrestling move. I done watched too many videos about how them folks was making their shit bleed doing them wrestling moves, man. That's exactly what happened. He hit himself in the ear with their razor. Plap.
Of course that didn't happen. So it doesn't matter at all which was shrapnel or a bullet. And if you're like obsessed about that stuff, like jewelry.
Let your ass go, nigga.
This game.
I had to let his ass go.
You're not ready.
Man? So FBI says his ass was hit with glass, man. I say he was hit with glass, a razor, or something. Cause the damn sure wasn't no bullet. Bullet would have goddamn took some shit out. He would at least been missing half his goddamn ear or something. Boy still got his whole ear. How would you hit with a bullet? Stop playing. Trump tripping. So, man, we're going to check out some new details. We're going to check out some new details on the shooter, man.
Now, authorities, they reportedly discovered a remote detonator or transmitter on Crook's body, as well as remote-controlled explosives, a bulletproof vest, fully loaded magazines, and a drone in his car, which was parked nearby.
Boy, he finna blow some shit up. He really trying to do some damage. He had explosives, and how the man get all this shit? And don't nobody know about it. Think about that. How did he get a hold of all this shit and nobody know about it? Don't sound right. JFK 2.0.
And investigators also found another vest, explosive materials, and a 3D printer at his home in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. So that's about 50 miles away. He had apparently been living there with his parents. And according to CNN, a joint FBI and Department of Homeland Security bulletin has revealed that Crooks had been receiving multiple packages in the months leading up to the shooting, including those marked as possibly containing hazardous materials. So first, let's start off with a major strange aspect. Big question. How was this suspected shooter even able to get into position when reporting indicates that both spectators and law enforcement at the event were aware of him? Let me expand upon that. There were reports that people saw this shooter beforehand. There's even video that is circulated online of him seemingly checking out the roof, scoping out the area. There are those who say they saw him with a duffel bag and rangefinder. Then there are reportedly people who saw him climbing the roof. For example, Ben Macer told KDKA that he saw the guy move from roof to roof and told an officer that this shooter was on the roof. When I turned around to go back to where I was, it was when the gunshot started, and then it was just chaos, and we all came running away, and that was that. Now,
Tell you, something going on, man. We're gonna dig farther into that. We're gonna go a little farther into that. Y'all just hold y'all horses on that. We gotta see this some JFK type shit going on. Back to Trump. Was he hit with a bullet or was he not? Was he hit with a bullet or was he not? Shit. Hakeem Jefferson goddamn release your goddamn medical record, damn boy. You went to the doctor, right? Release your record then. What your doctor say? Did you hit with a bullet? Or was it glass? Which one was it? Because everybody want to know, Trump. Everybody want to know. Was he hit with a bullet? Did the boy really get hit with a bullet? Was he really shot? I know you ain't up here playing with this little damn patch on your ear. Let's check it out.
Yeah, pretty much recovered. Yeah, I'm a fast healer. It's a hell of a shot, but I'm a fast healer. Yeah, pretty much recovered. Do you have any hearing damage from? No, it didn't hit that. I got very lucky. It just hit the lobe, as they call it. Is there a scar on your ear? Yeah, a little bit, not much. On top.
He says the bullet hit him on the lobe and that he's a fast healer. I will let that video speak for itself. A stunning admission, I guess, at the bizarre and unhinged press conference that Donald Trump held yesterday at Mar-a-Lago, the purpose of which is unclear, but that's how Donald Trump answered. So you're claiming that an AR-15 bullet hit your ear and you didn't need stitches, There was no blood. I know you had, the bandage on your ear, but can we please just discuss the fact that a lot of that doesn't make any sense at all? Have you seen an AR-15 bullet before? Look, we've been covering this here at the Midas Touch Network, the incident in Butler, Pennsylvania, with the seriousness which it deserves, right? The moment the shooting happened, we took it seriously. We condemned violence in all of its form. Political violence has no place here in the United States of America. In less than 48 hours, what did Donald Trump do? He sold Assassination Edition sneakers, and then he rolled out an entire line of Assassination Edition sneakers, not just the fight high tops, but a black sneaker, boots, and started making profit, making money off of this event. Meanwhile, Donald Trump continued to say it was a bullet, it was a bullet. It wasn't shrapnel, it wasn't glass. And it's like, oh, look, it's a serious event regardless. Hey, Donald, why don't you then release the actual medical records from Butler, Pennsylvania's hospital so we can see what the treating physician has to say? Instead, what does Donald Trump do? He has Ronnie Jackson, Mr. Candyman himself, the pill pusher himself, a MAGA Republican member of Congress who was disgraced and demoted from his position. He's not even a licensed physician anymore. He had Dr. Ronnie Jackson put out a statement about what happened. Why don't you just put out the actual medical record rather than someone who has zero credibility at all? Now let's take a look at what Christopher Wray from the FBI testified to about the shooting. Here, play this clip.
I think with respect to former President Trump, there's some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that that hit his ear. So it's conceivable, although as I sit here right now, I don't know whether that bullet, in addition to, causing the grazing, could have also landed somewhere else. But I believe we've accounted for all of the shots in the cartridges. So
okay, all Christopher Wray was saying is, look, it could have been shrapnel. It could have been a part of the bullet. It could have been something else. It's not clear what it was. It seems that it was just like a nick. It wasn't anything. It wasn't like the injury itself. The incident itself was serious, but the issue, Donald Trump, is you're exaggerating it and then you're grifting off of it. And so it turns this whole thing into something weird. And then you want to play the victim and you're like, why aren't you getting sympathy for it? It's because your behavior, even with something like that, is abhorrent. So then, of course, Donald Trump's got to post his memes because he's a petulant third grade bully or wannabe third grade bully. No offense to third graders. So then Donald Trump posts the following. He has to repost Tucker Carlson and say, Christopher Wray is a liar and a criminal. And I hope he's reading this. You're calling the Republican FBI director who you appointed, Donald Trump, and said he's a respected guy. This guy's a lifelong Republican. You're saying he's a criminal because he testified that he's not sure if it was the bullet or the shrapnel. So you're saying he's a criminal? Worse yet, if you could even imagine a worse yet, Donald Trump then posts this meme. What did you know and when did you know about it? Read truth if you want to know who ordered the assassination of Donald Trump. So now you have to spread some unhinged conspiracy and have all of your surrogates push that. We know who did it. It was like a 20-year-old white male Republican from Pennsylvania who voted Republican, whose family are Trump supporters. He's a gun nut who's all into the fetishization of these military-style weapons. It's a house and a family that your 2016 campaign targeted with propaganda. You created a database and a list of gun owners who you could radicalize, and that's who the shooter was. Why spread this conspiracy? And this is one of those things, folks, where I'm like, this shouldn't be a political issue, right? we should all look at the incident and say, very serious incident. We need to take this seriously. Regardless of if the bullet fragment hit or the this or the that, it was a serious incident that deserves real attention, and we should have adult conversations. You're posting memes like this, and then Laura Loomer, your surrogate, says, Trump retruth this, that Christopher Wray, the FBI director, may have been involved with or even ordered the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. This is what you and your crew are talking about? You're blaming the Republican FBI director? Everything with Donald Trump is like that. You go back to what he said, though, at the outset when he was asked a simple question during the press conference, and you saw how he answered that. But now just take a look here, for example, about Donald Trump's past record with his own records, medical records, tax records, whatever. Just bear with me here for a moment. Okay, so Donald Trump's prior doctor was a guy named Harold Bornstein, who passed away a few years back. Harold Bornstein wrote this letter from Donald Trump that said in 2015, and corporate media didn't call this out. They were like, okay, I guess we'll do with this. This is what Trump's doctor then said. If elected, Mr. Trump, I can state unequivocally, will be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency. Well, Dr. Harold Bornstein then confessed and said, I didn't write that. Donald Trump dictated. I just typed it out and put it on letterhead, but that came from Donald Trump. Here was the May 2018 report from CNN where that went down. Play this clip.
We ran into Dr. Harold Bornstein right here, right outside his office on Park Avenue, and he told us in no uncertain terms, and this is the quote, Aaron, he dictated, he being Trump, he dictated that whole letter. I didn't write that letter, meaning that Trump dictated what he wanted to go into it, and essentially Bornstein wrote it up. He did say, he compared it to the movie Fargo, and he said it takes the truth and moves it in a different direction. Think about that. Now, Bornstein tells us that he was in a car with his wife when he was on the phone with then candidate Trump in December of 2015. And she was going through with Trump what he could say and what he couldn't say. Trump was dictating what he wanted in that letter. And Bornstein was saying, okay, you can say that, you can't say that. He then came here to the office. He wrote it up. Trump's office later picked it up. He said around 4 p.m. Aaron, we have reached out to the White House, but we have not gotten a response.
All right, so that's pretty incredible in and of itself. You also now, Alex, Bornstein is saying he was, quote unquote, robbed of the president's medical files. He spoke to you particularly about this encounter. What did he tell you?
Right, so he is saying this is a raid. Bornstein is saying that he was robbed. I specifically asked him, was a crime committed? He said they stole them, referring to the president's medical files. The they in that sentence are two men under the president's employ. The first, as you mentioned, is Keith Schiller, who was the president's longtime bodyguard here in New York. He then moved down to Washington with the president, worked in the White House as the head of Oval Office operations. The other person we understand is Alan Garten, who is an attorney for the Trump Organization. Now, Aaron, normally when you have medical records released, you need what's called a HIPAA release. We understand from Bornstein, he told us this afternoon, that was not signed. Instead, he says these two men barged through the back door, terrified the secretary, pushed aside the patient who was in there. Now, the White House is not contesting that they took possession of these medical files, but they are saying that it was not a raid. Instead, Aaron, they're saying that this was just standard operating procedure. Aaron.
And then at that time, Dr. Bornstein said that his doctor's office was raided by Keith Schiller, he says, Donald Trump's bodyguard, and others who then stole or took Donald Trump's medical records back. Here's what Bornstein said in 2018. Play this clip.
Exactly what they looking for?
Well, his medical records, his pictures, anything they could find. We must have been here for 25 or 30 minutes. It created a lot of chaos. I couldn't believe anybody was making a big deal about a drug that's to grow his hair, which seemed to be so important. And it certainly is not a breach of medical trust to tell somebody they take Propecia to grow their hair. What's the matter with that?
Everything around the guy is shady and red flags. And why are you profiting off of the assassination edition sneakers? Could you imagine like Ronald Reagan going and selling sneakers? You just start looking at all of Donald Trump's records. He hid his tax records. Turns out never paid taxes or barely any taxes. You paid more taxes than Donald Trump. When we got the years 2015 to 2020, turns out 2020 he paid no taxes. 2017 he paid a filing fee of $750 but no taxes. 2016 $750. He claims in 2016 and 2017 he lost millions of dollars, which you judge for yourself. But then just take a look at other record keeping when it comes to Donald Trump. Medical records, tax records. How about this? That the accounting firm that was associated with Trump Media, Trump's SPAC, guess what? They were shut down by the SEC for engaging in a audit mill where they just pushed out alleged fraudulent audits to rubber stamp any company that wanted to go public without actually reviewing the financials themselves. And the legitimate auditors quit on Donald Trump.
I got the bass, the 808 slap.
Hey, Red Boy, more beat.
I appreciate y'all for coming in, checking in with your boy, man. We're gonna ride on that. See y'all on the next.
Be the kid. We on our way. Say we on our way. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Real project baby, born in the 80s. Daddy didn't rape, you know the streets made. The odds stat plus I'm black, I'm supposed to fail. But still I prevail, I make it through the hell. Create my own heaven, my money still stacking. Some niggas still plot, some niggas still jack. Niggas and bitches hate, but I just levitate. My mind I elevate. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay.
Yeah, I come from the bottom and I feel like I deserve it. I won't put my trust in nobody, know they ain't worth it. I came a long way, can't believe they envy. Having dreams again, M's will wake up to a 10 speed. They know I'm on the way, boy, I bet it ain't no fun now. Used to be the brokers, but the kid having fun now. Wrap it up and get them gone, in the trenches all alone. Standing on the block all day, I'm trying to get it on. I'm just a product of what I seen. Don't make middle, but I make time every day to chase my dreams. Swear this shit you won't believe. I feel like I deserve it. Man, they get hard sometimes, you know it worth it.
Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay. Been at the bottom too long, so now we on our way. Came from the gutter, posted up all day, but now we on our way. I said we on our way, put in the work so we deserve that pay.
We out.